I am Jason Hannon, and this is Cards and Caffeine, Episode 2, The Double Lift. Most people's double lifts are shit. There's, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 different ways of doing a double lift. There's a few different ways of getting into it. There's this, I'm not going to say who it is, but this, if you've been to Magic, you know whose that is. I'm by no means a critic of this person. I love their work, but the double lift, you know, if you're into Magic, you can see that. You know what it is. If you know Magic, you know what that is, right? And I'm by no means an expert. However, I have tried many different double lifts over the years, and you know, I've been practicing Magic for 10 years. I've tried many. The best, I don't know what it's called. The best one that I have found is just straight off like that. The best double lift that I have found, I don't know what, I think it might be called the pull-up double lift or something, but it's basically that, right? Most people, when they start out, you see this with a riffle, and then that's like the get ready is the riffle, and then you turn them over like that. No, it looks shit. Everyone who has watched you do it thinks it looks shit. They know what it is. Like layman, fucking participants, excuse me, know what it is. You know, especially if you're doing a routine like something like the, I don't know, the ambitious card, or something like that, where you use a lot of them. Excuse me. It's no good because it's slow, it's clunky, it takes a while, and then you turn it over. Slightly better than that, I would say, is the push-off double lift, to kind of get ready, where you push 2 off, pull them back with a pinky break, and then turn them over. And you see a lot of this as well, with like the weird claw hand. No one turns cards over like that. You give cards to a normal fucking person and say, turn over a card. Most of them are going to do this. That's it. Obviously, you're not a normal person. You're a magician or practicing magic or whatever. So you're going to have some, I mean, we can go into the dirty bastard theory if you want, or the soap theory, excuse me. We could go into that if you want, but we're not going to in this video. However, you're going to have some kind of skill with cards, right? And you don't want it to look too skillful, but at the same time, doing this just looks unskilled. So, my suggestion would be go and learn. I don't know, who's a good example? Ben Earl's got some good work on the double lift. I don't know who else does, to be honest, because I've just sort of done it through my own experience, got bits and pieces from different people. I think Xavier Spade had a good episode on the double lift on his YouTube. I don't know if that's still up. That was a few years ago now. So, then this is by no means a tutorial. It's just sort of advice. So, the purposes of a double lift. Purpose of a double lift is to turn over 2 cards as one, right? I did toy with the idea for a while of trying to sort of create a double lift that looked like how normal people handle cards. So I messed around with kind of getting a pinky pull down 2 and then turning them over, which I didn't really stick with for very long because it was sort of, I don't know, kind of difficult to make look normal, because there's a lot of like this motion where you kind of put all fingers on the card to turn it over, to turn one over. That might have been a bit exaggerated, but you get what I mean. So my recommendation would be to either learn. So this is sort of, you kind of, I don't know who taught this. I think Madison had a video on this. It's probably somewhere in some magic book. Essentially, you bevel the cards ever so slightly. I don't know if you can see that. You bevel the cards over and then kind of riffle up the side, and you get the sort of sense that there's two. So there isn't a get ready. There's no pinky pull down or a push over or any get ready. Right? You just go straight into it, and it is difficult, but the more you practice it, the better you'll get. And then this kind of movement of sort of displaying the card with the thumb and the finger one resting on finger two, and then you can kind of almost flick it back over, is really nice. And then there's the little added step of it goes straight into this sort of, I don't know what you'd call that, is that high mechanics maybe, position, which you can get ready for moves from, and it's a good thing, and it's kind of nice display. It's away from the deck, you know, it looks like nothing's going on. And or nothing could be happening, you know, you're not fidgeting, there's no weird angles or whatever, you're not trying to cover anything. So that would be my recommendation. Failing that, and that's the one I personally use all the time, and all of the bullshit of learning different double lifts of different, fuck that. Learn one, keep it simple, learn it, get good at it, all good. And there are, like I said, there are some magicians now who still do this. And I've been to events with paid magicians, and they do this. The fucking thumb riffle bullshit. We need a better standard, you know, which is only down to you, because there's no governing body to produce good magicians. Have some fucking self-respect, learn a decent double lift, and get good at it, because it's one of the most basic moves throughout all of magic, and I feel like it's sort of skipped over. You know, you learn one, and that's the one you do forever. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, that is the only thing that lets down the rest of the routine. You know, it could be a great magic trick, but the shitty double lift halfway through at the beginning or whatever, kind of, for me at least, takes, I'm sure, you know, the audience reacts and it's great, but I'm not about that, right? If I can see it, if I was sitting across from me, watching me, could I tell? Obviously there's certain ways magicians hold cards and all the rest of it, but I want that level of almost perfection. I don't believe that perfection exists. That's a whole nother fucking topic. But yeah, you know, the kind of, and I feel like a lot of the get readies for a double lift almost feel like clanky, if you know what I mean. Like if you're learning, I don't know, a bottom deal, a pass, the top change, whatever, right? The move needs to feel, or a side steal or something, it can't feel like this is happening, move, you carry on. It's almost like, so we'll just have a look at your card. Who the fuck says that? Like a normal person says that. Only magicians say, we're now going to have a look. If you turn over where their card is, they know what that is. You don't have to fucking explain it. But if we go, yeah, let's just turn over your card, no one fucking does that. Just turn it over. 9 of diamonds. Remember that. Or whatever you're doing. There's no need for the over-explaining bullshit. That's a whole nother fucking video idea right there. That's what I'm saying. I feel like people learn one way to do it, and then that's what sticks with them throughout their magic career or their, you know, magic journey, they learn one way of doing a double lift and they stick with it. And then when they become, you know, they learn really complex, difficult moves and they're still doing this fucking thumb bullshit. And the same thing with a simple move like the top change or a double lift or a palm. You know, palm's a little bit more intermediate level, but learn it well. Like, you put effort into practicing the fucking pass to get it perfect so no one can see it, even though it's a move where no one should be looking anyway. It should be done on a moment when no one's fucking looking. People are looking at the double lift. And especially if you do weird shit like this, people, that doesn't look normal. You just, the object of it is just to turn a fucking card over. Why are you doing it in such an odd way? It irks me, as you can no doubt tell. So, learn a decent double lift, please. For the sake of magic, learn a decent double lift. Practice it until it is good, and don't forget to keep practicing it. In 10 years' time, go back, have a look at it. Is it a little bit, you know, it's almost like juttering. That's what I was trying to say earlier. It's almost like, we'll turn over your card. There is your card. Like, it needs to be like, almost like nothing's happening. You know, like you kind of create an offbeat to do it on, if you know what I mean. Because you don't want to draw attention to it. It sounds weird, but when you perform, you'll know what I mean. Or if you've performed, you know what I mean. You kind of create an offbeat. So people, you sort of say, you know, talk about the next part of the trick or something, right? You don't say, let's turn over your card and then look at it and do this, right? You kind of just flow with it. You know, it's just, right, so now here we go, next thing. Or here we go, put your finger on that. You know, something like that. So that was episode 2 of Cards and Caffeine. Join me again for more Cards and Caffeine. Laters.